Warning, this video contains spoilers for a book you've either already read or have no intentions of reading. Also, it's a really bad video. Okay, enjoy!
You know what? Reading about video games may be fun, but this is a bad magazine, and I think I need to read a real book. I think I'm losing some brain cells. What should I read, though? I know! That John Green guy! Everybody's been talking about him! I'll read some of his books. Okay, I'll read something foreign.
What? This totally counts.
Okay, I can't read anything. I'll just play some video games. I love you, Pokemon. Pokemon, you are my only love. Oh! What was that? What was that?
J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, the Silmarillion, or is it the Silmarillion? Slumanum. Let's just call it the Lord of the Rings Bible.
This book is the lore and history of the land of Middle-earth, aka the place where Lord of the Rings took place. Now, Tolkien worked on this book for pretty much the duration of his writing career, but he didn't write it intending it to be a book. It was just written on random pieces of paper and in journals scattered around his house. And it wasn't put together and edited until after he died, and his son Christopher wanted the public to be able to read his creations.
Being the history of the land of Middle-earth, Tolkien thought it just to put in the languages of the elves, as you see infrequently in The Lord of the Rings. These are full languages. There are indexes in the back of the book that explain how to pronounce all of the names. They don't explain how to speak the language, because that can be found elsewhere, but it's pretty extensive and really kind of confusing, especially since each character has a name in each of the different languages, not to mention that the names are confusing already. It just gets hard.
And unfortunately, since there's so many different names and so many different, slightly similar characters, and I only have one actor and a stunt double, it might get kind of confusing, so.
In the beginning, there was Iluvatar, also known as Eru. But he was by himself and he got slightly bored, so he spawned a bunch of people from his mind. These beings that came from Iluvatar's mind were known as the Valar. They each came from a separate part of his mind, so they only knew what was in that part of his mind, such as Manwë, one of the greater of the Valar, only knew of lordship and of the wind, and Ulmo knew of wisdom and water, and others knew of other things. The only one exception is Melkor, who was born from a little bit of every single part of the mind, mostly from the same part of the mind that Manwë was built from. One day, Iluvatar gathered all of the Valar together and told them to start playing a song.
Wow, fantastic, baby.
Unfortunately, Melkor desired more power, so he decided to make his own song. Luckily, Melkor's song was terrible and failed in comparison to the much superior song of everybody else. At that point, Iluvatar showed them the reason of their singing. During their singing, they had created a world. Woo! Magic!
With thou music thou have created a world. And now if thou chooseth, thou can go down upon this world and change it to your liking. But thou may never return.
At this point, some of the Valar decided to leave and some of them decided to stay. The ones who decided to leave and go to Earth are Manwë, often thought of as the Lord of the Valar. Ulmo, the Lord of the Sea. Aul was the Lord of the Earth. Tulkas was, well, strong. Melkor who after his defeat at the Battle of the Bands, I mean the creation of the world, became evil and desired nothing more but power.
As they arrived to Earth, they started to build it the way they saw fit. And Melkor? Well, Melkor just ruined everybody's stuff. Building a mountain, building a mountain. Oh, gotcha good! What? Finally, one of them snapped. Unfortunately for Melkor, it was Tulkas, the strongest being on the face of the planet.
Melkor, you sniveling brat! Melkor ran from the onslaught of Tulkas and exited Middle-earth.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the end of Melkor.
Eventually, having made an army of demons, Melkor, also known as Morgoth, returned to Middle-earth and drove the Valar out. It was pretty funny. Then elves magically started existing.
And while I'd love to continue at this pace, I'm already kind of at 6 minutes and I need to finish up. So the rest is a really abridged version of the rest of the book.
Morgoth corrupted Fëanor and stole his prized possession, the Silmaril. Fëanor's people, the Noldor, kill peaceful shipwrights and get very cursed. Morgoth slaughtered the elves. Fëanor died. Men existed. Morgoth burned everyone. Oh no! We're being burned. A married couple steal one of Morgoth's Silmarils. Morgoth killed more people. Turin, a great human, got corrupted. Turin accidentally kills his best friend. Turin accidentally marries his sister. Turin killed the dragon. Turin and his sister kill themselves. Morgoth pretty much destroys the rest of the elves. The Valar get pissed. Manwë fights Morgoth. Morgoth gets thrown in jail. The Silmarils are lost. And that's the fall of Noldor.
For all the gripes and complaints I've had with this book throughout this review, it was actually pretty good. It was a really beautiful story of the fall of a race into complete and total ruin, the corruption of great minds, and a little hope at the end. My only real problem with the book, the fact that it read kind of like a history book. There wasn't much flowery language or really great writing. It was good writing, it just wasn't beautiful writing. It wasn't something you go to and then do lit terms on. You know, I just really enjoyed the book. The only one weird kind of scary thing about it is that if this was like history or something, and since they said Morgoth could eventually return, like if he somehow just like appeared and started destroying humanity, that would be a little bit scary. But I mean, that's not gonna happen, right? But you know, that's not really something I can worry about right now, because I've been away from Pokemon for far too long.